Hey guys. So I wanted to come on here and kind of, follow up on something I talked about in a video, when I talked about, patience being paid off when it came to Triple H and his creative. And I mentioned in there that, the Judgment Day we got now with Finn Balor, Carlito, Liv Morgan, JD, JD McDuggan, JD McDuggan, I can't pronounce his last name, I do apologize, and Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. I basically kind of, hinted at the fact, or at least mentioned the fact that I don't think, I don't think this Judgment Day is going to be very threatening at all, or at least I alluded to that in some manner. And what I mean by that is, when you look at this Judgment Day, this incarnation of them, you know, I think Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest said it best in the YouTube exclusive video interview they did. They are the OG Judgment Day. They were there when Adam Copeland, FKA Edge, formerly Edge, had formed them. They were his first two members, so they were part of it since the very beginning. And, for them to, come out and say, hey, you can't be the Judgment Day, we are, that's fact. That is a shoot. And and here's what I'm thinking too when I hear this, that what they're basically saying right there, and creative through them is saying, is that this Judgment Day is not going to be a threat at all. They are going to be basically, they are basically going to be, a minor threat. Like, they're going to have their moments here and there because Finn Balor is basically the focal point, the default leader, if you will, even though he says there are no leaders. I think that's going to change in story. I think we shall see that coming. But yeah, basically, despite him being like the focal point, the default leader, they're going to have their ups and they're going to have their moments here and there, but they're not going to be that much of a threat. They aren't. I think what's going to happen is the threats. What I see happening is them being a threat to the likes of Rhea and Damian and those associated with them. That's only going to last till probably after Survivor Series at most, because I don't see it lasting any further than that. I definitely don't see, Liv. A lot of people are projecting this lasting long as the women's world champion after Bad Blood. We don't see that happening because I think a lot of us could see what match she's going to be involved in. Because this is WWE, you got to be equal. So obviously Bad Blood, you're going to have not one but two Hell in a Cell matches, and I think, that's what Rhea and her are going to have, and that's what her title reign will end. But, but also we can see maybe some kind of like a street fight, last man standing between First Blood, whatever, between Priest and Balor as well. So I could see Bad Blood being like the semi culmination or semi climax, like not the epilogue or anything, but sort of like the prenuptial climax to the true finale climax, and I think that true finale climax will be at Survivor Series, and then you take a month and everything to build up to that first Raw on Netflix. And if you need to blow it off there completely, if you haven't totally blown it off then, in between those two events, then I think that Raw on Netflix is where you truly blow it off. And I think basically that's when you start seeing the end of the Judgment Day as we know it, because we can already see, and I don't think anybody has to be a rocket scientist, you can already see that Dominic is going to turn on them again, because that's how he's portrayed. It's like he's only in it for himself. So he'll turn on them. He'll turn on Liv, because he's out for himself. Carlito may turn on them, try to become, the new focal point, the new leader. JD might be a wild card. You got all these different factors. Now, a lot of people are saying that Dijak should be part of this, but he's a free agent right now. But that might all change. Now, we do know that All In has a Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal happening at the event, whether it's on 0 hour or before or during the event. So Dijak and Ricochet may debut there, but still, that's up in the air. We're not really sure yet. But the point I'm getting at is you already see the seeds being planted for this Judgment Day not to last very much, very long. That this is just like, Finn Balor, he's mad because he's not the world champion anymore, or he's not the world champion like he believes he should be, and Liv just wants backup to get even with Rhea. So that's mainly what it is. And I think, by the time we get to 2025, that's when you're going to see at the beginning on that first Raw on Netflix, that's when you're going to start seeing the Judgment Day as we know it, this new Judgment Day, start to fall apart. Now, I know Sam Roberts on his podcast, on his YouTube channel, did a video talking about it and praising it and pointing out reasonings why it's justified. Finn and his crew are justified for going against Rhea and Damian, and that's great. That's a great opinion on his part, and he does bring up some good points, but honestly, I think Roberts would, I think Roberts, in my opinion, would agree that this Judgment Day, this version, this incarnation, isn't long for the world. It isn't. And I think what's going to happen is this Judgment Day is going to end come WrestleMania. I think that's as long as it's going to last up till then. And then you'll start seeing a lot of what's being planted, seedly wise, take fruit, take, fruition, and go in the directions that they need to go in my opinion. Because again, you can already see Dominic's gonna turn again, not just on them but on Liv. Carlito, he's gonna be someone that will turn, maybe try to take control or whatever. JD again could be the wild card. So there's a lot of factors, and there's a lot of factors in play, and again, I think when Damian said what he did in his backstage promo, where he said that JD was already portrayed, to me, that pretty much sealed the deal of, the kind of subtly telling us that this version of Judgment Day is not long for the world. That they're just there for these feuds against Damian and Rhea and whoever they associate with, and then that's it. By the time we get to 2025, and at the latest after WrestleMania 41, then that's the end of this Judgment Day. That's pretty much what we got here. And that's why this Judgment Day is not going to be taken very seriously. They're going to be looked at as a minor threat. And if they end up feuding with the Wyatt 6 in the future, which some people are projecting, maybe next year going into Mania, that's pretty much the death nail for Judgment Day if that happens. So, yeah, I just don't see this new Judgment Day lasting long. I don't think they're going to be much of a threat. And they're only being put in this position right now for the, in this major position right now to feud with Rhea and Damian. And then after that's all said and done, at the latest being Survivor Series, that's when you're going to see him be pushed off maybe towards the Wyatt 6. That'll culminate possibly at the Rumble, maybe WrestleMania, and then that's the end of the Judgment Day. And then again, all the little seedlings that are being planted for the dismantling of this Judgment Day that's already being planted are going to bear lots of fruit, and they're going to go in the directions they need to go in. But that's just my thoughts, guys. What do you think? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. Live chat during the premiere if you haven't already. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my Teespring store. Link is in the description where you can find merchandise you can't find anywhere else. Also link to the other outlets where you can find my content as well. But give me your thoughts, guys. Love to hear what you have to say on all this. Do you agree with me to an extent? And until then, talk to y'all later.